Hi, my tarot bumblebees. It's Ethany. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're brand new here. Today I have got some new goodies from my friends at Rockpool Publishing. They are based in Australia and they always send the most lovely gifts from my home, the land down under. So I've got a bunch of brand new Oracle goodies. They are mass market, they're available, and they are stun. So actually, there's a couple in there that are in the running for some of my favorites of 2025. Yeah, true facts. So as always, I'm going to swap over cameras so you can see what you get if you want to purchase this deck and a walkthrough of all of the art. So let's go check it out. This is the Ancestral Healing Oracle by Inez Segal and illustrated by, or art by Jenna Della Grottaglia, and we have another one of these beautiful boxes from this series of creators who work together. This is 36 cards, and if you're familiar with these decks done by Ina and Jenna, you'll be very familiar with the box and the new designs and everything. So here is the back. It is reversible, but I don't do reversals with oracles. I know I keep saying that. Beautiful antique gold sides. And then we have the cover, the artwork, and we have the keywords. Explore your relationship with your mother. So ancestral work is one of those other types of work that can be quite intense. This is a really beautiful deck. Tune into your feminine lineage. Like that, how gorgeous is that card? Explore your relationship with your father. Tune into your masculine heritage. Learn from family patterns. Befriend your inner child. Oh, I really like that card a lot. This one might be my favorite one of theirs so far. Know you are worthy. Start living fully. Ooh, meet your ancestral shadow. Oh, I like that. Transform your wounded feminine. Embrace your inner rebel. Yes. Live your true purpose. Move beyond sabotage. So really lovely art as always from Jenna. Own your sexuality. This can be pretty intense work as well, as I mentioned. So doing this little by little, claim your kingdom. Explore family healing. Tame your dragons. See the Phoenix Reborn. That's really, really pretty. Stop looking for quick fixes. Understand your karmic lessons. Quick fixes often lead to things getting broken quickly again. Ask the archangels for help. Strengthen your sense of self. Gain courage from your family. Embrace healing perspectives. Strengthen your weakened masculine. Listen to your inner guidance. Go beyond survival mode. Create healthy boundaries. Very important. Discover your divine feminine. It's really beautiful. Reconnect with your divine masculine. Prepare to be tested. Grow beyond shame. Acknowledge your progress. Find your soul tribe. Open your heart to sacred love and develop familial compassion. Really, really, really pretty. Gorgeous cards. So let's have a look inside the book. So this is to help you transform generational trauma. Again, not light work. Don't think it just a oracle deck is going to do this for you. Just know that this is part of it, right? Beautiful, beautiful guidebook. So how to use the cards, and then easy way to find them. Okay, so there's some great questions here, like how does each aspect of the picture make me feel? What connections can I see between the image and what I'm feeling? What is the mood? What does the color impact me? Which aspect or aspects of the picture awaken something with me and why? What memories or feelings in this image are stirring in me? Can I look at these memories or feelings from a new, more healing perspective? In what way is the card asking me to listen to improve to my relationship with myself and my family? And then we have the card spread. So 1 card, 3 card, 4. I would definitely work with this deck with tarot cards as well to really help. Like I would probably have this as like the central and then build around it. Like this would be the card I'd use, like this one here. What is the biggest family challenge in the past that may still be holding me back? And then I'd pull a card from here, move beyond sabotage, say, and then I would use the rest. I would put tarot cards as 2, 3, and 4 because it would help me kind of bridge the rest of this in a very practical kind of way for myself. And now I'm going to do an example because I feel that's a little bit rude without showing you. So I just grabbed one of my decks, which is the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck. This has been in this beautiful wrap since I got the deck back in, well, this is from 1985, but this one I wouldn't have got in 1985, but it's such a cute little deck. So I'm just going to give it a quick shuffle and show you because I feel like I can't just say, oh, I would use a tarot deck and then just be like, have fun with that. So this is such a sweet deck. It's such a great deck too because it's very small. So if you have itty bitty hands, then it's a good one to use. Okay, so this is the first one, which is what is my biggest family challenge in the past that may still be holding me back? And card 2, so I'm just going to cut. This is just an example. What in the present do I need to work on the most? The Queen of Cups. So this would be my intuition, looking through my emotional, the emotions attached to it. This is the zodiac sign of Cancer. So for me, it would be like, okay, I've got to look at how maybe I'm holding my emotions in and if I'm letting them out or if I'm letting them be inside and then cracking my heart and making me sabotage. What do I need to be aware of in the future? 7 of Cups. So what choices am I making? Am I allowing fantasy and illusion to be the thing that is moving me towards or past sabotage? So this is what do I need to be aware of in the future that could hold me back or move me forward? Very, very poignant, right? The choices that we make emotionally or the fantasies that we hold can move us towards or towards sabotage or beyond it. And then the overall message of the reading, the Queen of Swords. Love this too. Like, look at the way that they're looking the other side. This is the overall message of the reading. Take some time to reflect on this, how this message is related to the past, present, and future. So for me, she is, you know, she's all about truth, and she's Libra, so there's balancing the head and the heart, the logic and the heart, and moving beyond that sabotage and being really truthful with the self. So this is very, very aligned. So this is how I would read that 4-card spread, but that's just my, my perspective. So when we actually get into the book, you have connecting the card, and then connecting with your inner feminine, and then a healing practice. And remember, these are jumping off points always. Okay? This is not something that you just kind of do once. Right. And then about both of the creators. And there we go. So that little example was a little impromptu, but that's how I would work with this. And this is the Ancestral Healing Oracle. This has been another deck I've been really excited to get my hot little hands on because it looks really, really interesting. This is called the Akasha Oracle. Unlock Wisdom from Previous Lives by Emily Nicole, illustrated by Carla Katanga. Sorry if I butchered that. So this is a 48-card deck, nice and big, which is not, we don't always get that from Oracle decks. And this has been designed to work with the Akashic Records, a universal library containing the memories of all humanity. And then this is also to help provide you with the keys to obtain precise and dated information on your past lives, help you understand the nature of your personal blocks, discover your life's purpose and the potentialities you're calling to develop, or even just to undertake a more traditional divinatory reading. So really, really excited to get into it. Plus, I saw the backs of these and look at the detail in this, pencil graphic. I don't know what kind of medium Carla uses, but I'm already really drawn to this beautiful blue bird. We have antique gold edging. Interesting that there's... Oh, okay, so it's the flowers. Alrighty, we have flowers on here. Okay, I was like, okie dokie, cool. So we have karma, yin energy. I do like the black and white with a pop of color because it really brings you to your eye to a specific place. Grounding, heightened feelings. This is really interesting. Association. Subtle realm. I'm looking forward to also diving into the book. So if you know a lot about flowers, there may be a lot of additional information you're getting without even getting into the guidebook. What I know about lotus is they dig deep into the mud, and they tend to be connected with meditation and peace. Oak is something that's slow growing. It's connected to, I think of the Holy King and the Oak King, and Druidism, but it's a slow building, a slow growing tree, letting go. Ponytail palm, do I know anything about it? Not really. It's one of those ones where it doesn't need a lot of soil. I don't know. See, I wouldn't know, but I really like the battle card. Sunflower, imposter, which is really interesting because sunflower is really bright and you wouldn't necessarily think you'd want to draw attention. Linden tree home. That's really, really pretty. I really like that one. Professional. That's cool too. Undertaking. Oh, that's gorgeous. I really like Savior Complex, Honeysuckle. Really like a bunch of these card images. Open-heartedness. Taking stock. Like, that is so cool. Overcoming fears. Dependency. Self-confidence. Loss. Lilac. That's a really, really cool image too. Gives me almost 7 of Cups, right? Success. Betrayal. Perseverance. I really like that too. All the waves. The shading in here is really, really gorgeous. Injustice. Love. Jasmine's one of my favorite. Love, especially Night Jasmine. Family. Abundance. Health. Movement. Abandonment. Oof. That's an intense one. Judgment. Balance. Network. Rejection. Yeah, the shading is so pretty. Difficulties, that's really pretty too. Sticks. Resilience, that's a really cool image for resilience. It's really pretty. Synchronicity. Yucca passage. This is a really lovely matte cardstock as well. So not ultra shiny, which is great. Self-realization. Lies. Forgiveness. Guilt. Asphodel. Circle. Owning happiness. Oh, taking responsibility. That's really pretty. Although, yeah, that's a lot to carry on your head. Doubt. Benevolence. Oh, place and error. And then date. Interesting. This is cool. Is this for... Oh, I want to see how you use these cards. That's rad. Okay, let's check this out. Now I'm very curious. Okay, how to use the cards. Let's go through introduction. And again, beautiful, full color. Whether you believe in past lives or not, you can still work with them. You can see them as a metaphor, or you can go into the Akashic records and have it as, like, some people work with them in different ways. So you don't necessarily need to believe, but you can. So here we go. The Akashic prayer. Becoming the lead actor in your life. The cards. So personalities, variables, areas, and inner states. Okay, so there's quite a lot in here. So we've got a nice introduction, and didn't just jump into the meaning of the cards, which I appreciate, because this is the Akashic Records, and doing past life readings and things like that are quite specific. So card spread, that's a big card spread with an oracle deck. I'd feel very overwhelmed with that, but I guess it's the same with tarot, right? So I'd have to try it out. 5, 7, 9, and then the personal analysis spread, and then the cards. And then we have the actual, so a little bit about the card, and then the plant. So there's not a ton of information, but maybe it's just trying to get you to go like kind of into it without overthinking it. Okay. I do like that there's color as well. Each one of the I'm interested to see about the... Okay, so I did find it. They are divining boards. Also included in your oracle are 2 divining boards, which you will work with together with a pendulum. The first board will allow you to work on the error. Okay. And geographic location of your past life, while the second will enable you to date a past situation or event. I deliberately chose not to include a pendulum in the oracle box because some of you already have one. If you don't and wish to acquire one for yourself, be sure to mindfully choose one that truly attracts you so you can speak with the same language. And then that's what talks a little bit about tuning the pendulum. And yeah, so that I did think that they were pendulum boards because I have worked with them a lot. So this is really, really unique. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out with past life readings, which I haven't done for a while, but it's getting into witchy season, so maybe I will as we're in late summer. But this is a really, really interesting oracle. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I like that you get lots of cards in here, and there's lots of different ways to work with it. So that is the Akasha Oracle. Cries of the Souls Oracle is by Isabel Sif and illustrated by Daphne Sabane. This is the box. I believe there's another deck that they did together. So this is 42 cards, and acknowledge your inner wounds and turn them into positive energy. So here we have the wound, and then there's also how to kind of move through the wound. It's got like that lovely, almost linen finish, and red gild. And then we have black, this black edging. It's a bit shiny, it's not matte, but it's really pretty. And I like that it's a matte cardstock as well. And this is I actually looked through this myself before I started to film, because I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And it's very to the point, right? There's no faffing about, I guess, which is really great, because it's this is going to give you something very punchy. So we have the number, the symbol, abandonment, everything I give other people, I give to myself first. So it's the way to move through this wound. Not always it's not as easy as just that, right? Anyone who's worked on wounds knows that it takes work, therapy, all that kind of stuff. I do love the backs. The backs are so pretty to heal, but I do like that it helps you kind of go self-sabotage, and then there's a way to move through it. I do feel like this could be maybe put in the book, but I also, like, you could just be in a pain, but I also understand that, like, aesthetically that's not going to work for everybody, and it may be deemed to be, like, too negative to be something that's, like, able to put in a deck, but that's just me. So we have this cream, black, and salmon color throughout each of the cards. Certainties. And it is very pretty. This is going to be a deck that is going to be really easy to get your meanings from. So if you're working with shadow work or healing, like in healing readings, this would definitely be something you can bring out. I don't know if I would use this for, like, closing out a reading. I use a lot of oracle decks to close out readings, but this is probably not one of them that I would use just because of its intensity. Like, I usually like to kind of leave my readings on a wrap-up note, whereas this is, like, really, like, the kickoff for me, or would be, like, how to move forward. I mean, not to say never say never. There might be a reading where this is absolutely perfect and required, but I wouldn't say that is something I would necessarily do. But it would definitely be good for healing readings, and even, like, inner child or relationship readings or relationship with the self. I like that one. I decide the weight of my inner baggage. The other thing with kind of having, like, an affirmation on this is, like, some of this stuff is, like, really intense, right? Like transgenerational karma, like, that can be quite heavy if you know some of the history of your family. So this can be heavy work. Like family loyalty, right? Like, what's loyalty if you have a damaging family relationship? You need to be loyal to yourself. So yeah, this could be a really good jumping off point. I feel like this would be a really good deck to do some, like, deep journaling with, because some of these are big, like lack of self-love, that's huge. Lack of self-confidence. And there are days, right, where you're going to be like, nothing can touch me, I'm untouchable, I rock. And then there are other days where I'm like, oh no, I'm not feeling it today. So yeah, I feel like this would be a really good deck to do some journaling and work with those energies to dive deep. So I wouldn't just crack this out as, like, a quick and easy, because even if it is something that is very to the point, that point is going to be pointy. That makes sense. But I do feel as though this could be a really interesting deck to work with. In a multitude of ways. So let's have a look at the book, which has got that ASMR, the same linen-esque finish. Okay, introduction, how to use the cards. what block or wound is disrupting my energy today. That's a really good one. Block says protective mechanisms. Block says positive warnings. And then going into it. So this is really looking at very specific ways to work with the cards. And I like that this is like, let's not do a 20 card spread with this deck. No, let's have a look at this very intentionally, because this is kind of like shadow work, right? So we want to do it intentionally and in small pieces and just like allow things to come naturally so you're not overwhelmed. Okay, so then we have the wisdom, the supplement, and the warning for each card. The wisdom is what you're being asked to take away. And then the supplement, actually, I'm pretty sure it was over here. Yeah, here we go. The mantra is under the card title to help you accept your inner being by integrating all your feelings and considerations. The wisdom is the message that aims to help you comprehend how this particular block works and the reason for its existence, which will help you grasp how the block impacts your life. The supplement is the message that helps you understand your wounds and blocks and can bring positive energy. And the warning is the third that becomes aware of that is impossible to escape or completely release your wounds and blocks. However, you can create a relationship with them as a warning and then moving forward. Food for thought in the form of practical exercises for you to help create new relationships with your wounds and blocks. And as with anything like this, please, make sure you're not just like ripping the Band-Aid off and doing all this work at once. Please make sure you have support while you're doing this kind of work. I'm all for counseling or therapy, or if you need, just like a really good friend, just someone to help hold space, and never open the wound without closing the door too, which I don't think that's really talked about. But I guess this could be like this moving forward, right? This can help you close the wound. You don't want to open something like unease and just be like, well, cool, I'm just going to let that sit there. You want to like close the circle and do something that kind of brings that, what can I do if I'm feeling uneasy? How can I make myself, or how can I embrace something to make me feel more at ease? So you're not just like leaving it there. And then there's about the author and the illustrator. Very cool. So that is the Cries of the Soul Oracle. I would love to hear if you guys have worked with it before. This is the Shamanic Oracle by Lewis and Magalia Tamani. And this is just the inside of the box I wanted to show you. Really, really pretty. And this is a 36 card deck. And nature is an ever-flowing source of inspiration. We have the elemental symbols here, featuring vibrant images by Peruvian artist Luis Tamani. And I love Peru so much. Peru is one of my favorite places on the planet, and I've been to a few countries, and Peru is right up there. I've been really looking forward to this deck. Gorgeous backs. I don't read reversals with my oracle cards. Well, I don't read reversals in general. Hello. Hello, you had me at hello. Oh, and the anamorpheric, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the word, but animal people. If you've been to Mexico, Central America or South America, and you've seen the masks and everything, people and animals, there's this huge connection. So you're going to see the anthropomorphized, I think that's the right word. Wow, nailing it. And that makes total sense. And then we have the element as well. Inner strength. I am a manifestation of the divine. These are beautiful. Wow. Verticality. Wow, wow, wow. And it's the mountains. And in Peru and in a lot of those areas, the mountains are like the pathway to God. Like the higher up you are, the closer to spirit. And then we have two of the power animals on their cross. They're like theirs, which is the vulture, or the condor, I think they call it there, condor, and the mountain lion. Growth. Oh my goodness. This is so beautiful. Resilience. He looks like an Australian Indigenous person. I'm going to say that is with the magpie there. Protection. This is probably one of those decks where it's been artwork taken from different, like a long time and a big body of work and turned into a deck, and I don't care. Communion. Because they're all working so far. Commitment. Wow. A cause. Offering. The intricacies. This reminds me a little bit of Alex Gray. Is that the person? Wow. Purification. Stunning. Yeah, so if you can see the signature. Choice. And this metamorphosis of the person and the feathers. Introspection. Beautiful. The hummingbird. Oh, cosmic whispers. That's so stunning. And it's like going into the third eye. Oh, confidence. Oh my gosh. Truth keeper. This is so beautiful. Alchemist. Divine breath. Wow, wow, wow. And I love that this is Peruvian artist. I just love this so much. Cosmic chant. And you can see like the circuits and this like almost technology inside. But then we have all the nature patterns as well. Prayer. Like it's like that grid, right? The actual matrices. And it depends on how you see energy and things like that. Inner light. Beautiful. Which is the cover. Oh, letting go. Renewal. Wow. Transformation. This is so stunning. I hope everyone goes and gets this deck just to support the artists. Guide. Kind of reminds me of like sort of what you'd see on a trip. Like I have never done ayahuasca. I didn't do that part of that wasn't part of my shamanic training. But maybe that's kind of what you see. Self-assertion. Ecstasy. But I have had experiences where I have felt like I am like one with the cosmos, right? So with different rituals and things like that. I've done kava, had a kava ceremony. I shouldn't have done kava like it's a thing to do, but I was a part of a kava ceremony. Benevolence. This is so invisible support. Manifesting. I adore this look. But there's like the bear, the rat, the elk, the wolf. Is that a little monkey? Yep. The eagle. There's a little squirrel there, little hummingbird. Beautiful. Compassion. Wow. Stunning. We need more of this in the world, honestly. Heritage. This is so gorgeous. Manta ray, humpback whales. This is so beautiful. I think this might be my favorite card. Oh, obsessed, like an orca. Intuition. Wow, this is a stunning deck. This has got to be, I think this is one of my favorite new oracles of this year. I really should be keeping track of that. Oh, gorgeous. Wow. I just noticed something too. There's the different elements. That's so cool. Like, so not only do the fronts have their element, but the backs do too. They're in suits. So, I mean, that was pretty obvious from there. But there is water, blue, fire, red, and the element, air is another light blue, and look, they're all different there too. Beautiful. Oh, it's another couple of air babies. And then earth. Gorgeous. This is absolutely going to be one of my favorites, or the contenders for one of my favorite oracle decks of the year for sure. Everything has been so beautifully thought out. Okay, let's jump into this guidebook. Okay. Oh, so beautiful. So we have the different suits, and they call them Roots Protectors, Wind Arcana, Spirit Messengers, and Wisdom Watchers. Introduction. So beautiful. Like, look at, oh, just gorgeous. So how to use the cards. And connect to the cards using the oracle. Shuffling, question intention when cards fall, reversals, and the subtlety of the oracle. Card spread, so 1 card spread. 3 and 4, so elemental. And then just intuitive, and then we jump into the cards. A little bit about the element and the actual suit itself, and then we jump into the meanings. So then we have when the card appears and integrating the message, and then about the painting, which I love because I'm going to dive right into that. And I love that this is here. We've got these roots in the background here. So I'm just going to go to the next one because I want to see. So then we have air, and we have a different background too, which is phenomenal. And spirit messengers for fire. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful card. And then the wisdom watches for water. They're all so stunning. This makes me want to go to Peru so bad. So this is about the author. And this is about the illustrator, or the painter. Gorgeous. Love, love, love. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm so, so glad I have this deck. Cannot wait to work with it. I think it's going to be lovely for wrapping up readings, definitely for any of my shamanic work. I think clients will really love it as well. I can't wait to work with it. The Runic Oracle, Ancient Norse Myth and Magic, is by Richard Lister and Selena Moon. This is a 44 card deck, and this is the inside of the box. Another matte finished, and it's kind of got that raised UV finish there. So we have the book, and then we have this really cool like greeny pewter color, and that is the backs. Again, it's not reversible, but I don't read reversals. And so we jump into the runes. So digital art with the runes being in glowing white. There's quite a few different rune oracles out there. Some of them just have the actual runes, like the Elderfundag in the deck, but this has got more. So first we're going to go through the letters and the runes themselves. Well, like the sparks on that one. Oof, that's cool. I love the water pattern there. That's really rad. I really like that. That one's really cool too. I like that one. The runes are very easy to see, right? There's no, like, where is it? That one's really cool as well. I usually, and I've said this before when I've gone through different rune decks, I usually use my stone runes or my antlers or my wooden ones. Bear. But I also recognize that you can use this as a multi-thing, right? This is less likely to get lost, like when you're traveling with runes and you might lose one. And you can like pull a card and then throw runes on them. There's definitely a lot you can do. Okay, so now we're going into the Norse pantheon, so Loki, which is cool that we've got some gods and goddesses. So very recognizable, like Odin and Freya, the Fates. In school. And I know this from mostly from how to pronounce it from God of War. Mia. Tia. So I really like this inclusion. Oh, interesting. So here they've taken the blood away, which is fair enough on the cover. Hella. Scotty. I do think that the runic kind of text is very cool, but it's also a little bit hard to read. Oh, that just might be me. But I like that there's the gods and the runes in this. It's really pretty. So, because also some of the runes belong to the gods, right? There's like Freya's runes and Odin's runes. So that is kind of cool that you can work with both. Okay, so let's go into the book. So the rune cards and then the deity cards. And it talks a little bit about the glyphs, and then here it says there's a little note on pronunciation to make it a little bit easier. Well, you can like, Google's great. Like you can just go and say, how do you pronounce this? And it'll teach you. And the deity, whether you work with them as deity or not. Okay, so ways to read the oracle. Separate the rune cards and read with them, drawing deity cards when you want to expand on the idea. I tend to use a 1, 2, 3 pattern. The first card represents the now, the second the direction, and the third the action. Track, stalk, strike, that's cool. Second way, mix up the cards and use any other oracle. Like any other oracle, ask your question and draw your cards to get your answer. And then ask the question. And then we have three cards, 4, and then a single, and then finishing up your reading and other ways to work with the oracle, which is, I like that. Having different things you can do. And then we move into the rune cards. Okay. This is cool. So we have the rune, abundance, fire, and then the zodiac sign, the totems, the color, the crystal, the element, the planet, the goddess, the gift, and the challenge. And then we have inspiration, affirmation, and where for who shows up in life for a reading. Be interesting for people who know the runes better than me, how these have been assigned to the gods. Again, I know a bit, but it's not my area of expertise. I know that this is something you can study, your whole life. I've got great books on runes, but I wouldn't know it like the tarot, right, to be able to go like, oh, that's, that assignment or that connection or correspondence isn't how I would work with it, or isn't how it is in the, more scholarly texts on the runes. And then we have the gods. When Loki shows up in your life, check that you've locked the doors. Oh, funny. I do like the layout a lot. Very easy to find the runes and then the gods. And I do like that there's not just the runes, right? Because it would have been very easy just to have the rune cards. And then about the author and the illustrator. And he's got a couple of books on runes. Well, a book on runes and another one called Radical Rest. And then we have Selena. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to working with this. I do work with a few Norse deities, mostly Thor, Freya, Frigg, and Odin, and sometimes Skadi as well, and Sif. So it'd be really interesting to work a little bit more, and Hela, with this, because it is a pantheon that I know pretty well, and I feel like working with these two together with the deities inside the deck with the runes is really cool. So that is the Runic Oracle. I have been so excited of this Shadow of Darkness Oracle by Syrian Shadow. I do have Syrian's other deck as well, so I'm really excited to work with that one. I believe that one's the Shadow and Bones. It's blue. It's really pretty. I actually saw it yesterday in my collection. I was looking for I was like, oh yeah, I love that deck. So this is the box. I just wanted to show you the inside because they do a great job. The shiny red. So this is 44 cards. Ask yourself hard questions, navigate the darkness and find your way. Heavy metal and the rebellious force essential to transformation inspires the energy and artwork of these cards. The Shadow of Darkness Oracle will guide you on an inner journey to self-acceptance via shadow work. Very interesting too, because that's my tarot summer school class this year is I'm teaching shadow and light. So this beautiful matte red, it's not shiny, it's quite Like it's a little shiny, but it's matte. It's really cool. Love the backs. And yes, this has kind of got that heavy metal kind of rock aesthetic to it, but I really I really like the vibe of this. So stuck, guarded. This is like very it reminds me of Ragnarok, right? The oh gosh, I can't remember his name. Oh, my brain. I'm not well right now, so defeat, deficiency. So this is not going to be for everyone's taste. I like this is not necessarily the type of artwork I would have on my wall, but I actually really appreciate that it's so different for me to kind of be like jolted out of like what I find to be like pretty, because like it's so cool. Like it's very clear too. Confusion, unclear, overwhelm. It's very, there's no like way around the meaning, which I really love. Turbulence. I feel like it's going to be a really, really good deck to work with. I hate ambiguity. I'm such a like to the point person. Deception. And the black background really makes it easy for the images to show up. There's nothing else distracting you. It's very much calling you to the center of the card. Oh, that is so cool. Locked. Oof, impaled. Like that's not something you see in every, deck. Opposition. Authoritarian. Very, very cool. Defenseless. Yeah, no arms, no legs. It's pretty defenseless. Multitasking. Oh my gosh, I feel so called out by this deck. There's so many in here. I'm like, excuse you. Doubt. Constantly multitasking. Because like as I speak, there's banana bread in the oven. I'm working on a newsletter. I've got 5 different things on my desk here right now ready to be recorded. I'm sick. Like, yeah, it's a thing. I'm working on edits for my next book. Bound. I feel like a Gemini, I'm never not multitasking. Amalgamate. This is giving very like Stranger Things art as well, right? Like the upside down. Power. And I love that these almost like these demonic or shadow forms all look a little different too. Protection, fortitude. So some of the things you need when you're working on shadow work, right, is fortitude, protection, elevate. Being aware is a really important thing. So not only do we have these like harder cards, but there are different images in here and keywords that'll help you do the work. Strength. Cultivate. Introspection. I feel like this would be a really, that's such a cool image. I feel like this would be a really intense one to work with. Reflection. Like if I was going to bring this up with a client and be like, hey, look, I'm going to bring out this deck. It's a little intense, but we're going to get there through it, right? Value. Patience. Oh, patience is the virtue, one that I'm not the best at. Manifestation. This is such a beautiful matte cardstock too, so you're not going to get any fingerprints on there. It's a lovely cardstock. Rooted. Preservation. Combine. Reminds me of like some of the stuff like that you also find in like Halo or video games like Fallout. Metamorphosis. Activation. Rise up. Light. Symmetry. and cycles. Yeah, it's a really, really cool deck. So let's have a look at the guidebook. So this is art and written by Syrian. So the contents, introduction. And these are like your inner demons here. Inner demons are not to be feared. How to use the cards. Projection cards. Encumbrance cards. Oh, I know that one from playing video games and D&D. You are encumbered. And cleansing and attunement. So these are the 3 different types of cards. And we have this intentional prayer, then some card spreads. Face the darkness, through the darkness. And then we move into the, protection cards, not projection cards, protection cards, sorry. Stuck. Oh, look, and they have like, so here it's like protection cards, then encumbrance cards. Oh, did I miss one? Protection, encumbrance. Oh, it looks like they didn't do the... Oh, maybe they're all encumbrance cards. I feel like these ones would be... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was 3 though. Oh, okay. Okay, no, there was just 2. All right. So we have the keyword, the number, and some questions. Oh, what or who is keeping you stuck? Living authentically is what gives life meaning. Be aware of your value and remember to lean into what is important and live honestly and fully. Really like the layout too. It's really, really pretty and well done. Well, pretty might not be the right word for like this kind of like goth heavy metal kind of deck, but hopefully you know what I mean. And again, I'm sorry about my voice. I am very sick right now, but I'm still trying to get some work done. Otherwise, I'm never going to get out from under it. So about the author, there we go. And yeah, this is a really, really cool deck. I'm looking forward to working with this, especially with the work I'm doing right now for myself and for my students, and also just like bringing it out in readings. I would probably work with this for myself first for a little while and then bring it out with clients just to like get an idea of how it resonates and how it works. So I'm not just like bringing out something super intense without having worked with it before, if that makes sense. Love to hear your thoughts. But this is the amazing Shadow of Darkness Oracle. The Ritual Earth Oracle is by Andreas Ingracia and illustrated by Selena Moon. And I just got it all out of the box. I really love the moon in there. Okay, we have the guidebook, which I'll go through after. And this is a standard size for rock pool decks. Silver edging. Sometimes I wish I did decks like this that are all just completely uniform. It would make my production so much easier, honestly. So this is a 36 card deck. Okay, Hungry Ghost. So as you can see, this is digital art. I love this like Oogie Boogie almost in the background there. Endless Light. So we have the number, the title, and then 3 keywords. The Seeker. Marigold Dreams. Ooh, that's very cool with the sugar skull. The Way of Water. So this is spiritual wisdom through rituals, festivals, and celebrations that are around the world, whether it's Mexican Day of the Dead or Mardi Gras, New Orleans. This is the way to connect with your loved ones, past and future. So the different rituals around the world that we have to honor ourselves, our ancestors, all that kind of stuff. Miracle Maker, the Healer, Catalyst. I've been to Chichen Itza, if that is, because I know there's more than one Mayan temple. So amazing. Abundant Paths, the Taj Mahal. Have not been there. Colours of Life, like here we are. Pride, Sydney, Mardi Gras, Natural Magic. I like that there's a lot of layers in this. So this is almost like the Tower card in the tarot. Lots of, like, there's paper burning, the Witch's Heart. Initiation. I always find it really interesting that, like, burning witches at the stake is like this big, like, thing, when most witches were hung or tortured or drowned. And they weren't even witches. Those people just, anyway. I find the witch hunts very, very interesting, the various ones that have happened around the world. Pilgrimage. Symbiosis. Oh, I love that they're dancing skirts. That's so pretty. Shadow Self. Leap of Faith. Inner Mystery. Stonehenge, been there. Respectful Reverence, and I would love to go back. Synchronicity. Merrymaking. This would be really interesting for ancestral work, like healing with your ancestors. Golden Pyramid, past life work. Reap what you sow. Krampus, is that you? Abundant Harvest. Frolic. Chasing Demons. Bacchus Feast. Flower Magic. Oh, that one's really pretty. And there is a very good mix of, like, the more dark and the more light in here. It's not all like fluffy. The Word as Your Wand. Higher Perspective. Breaking the Matrix. And Soul Shift Medicine. Okay, let's have a look through the guidebook. This would be, like I was saying, like a really interesting one to work with for ancestral work, and, you know, maybe like soul retrieval or healing or past life work. And then it tells you what festival or what it is connected to. So it was Krampus. I was right. So here we go. Breaking the Matrix is your Saturn return. Bacchus versus Bacchanalia. Abundant Past, Diwali, Sydney Mardi Gras, Green Man Festival. Burning Man, I thought would be, is this Utopia? Yeah, Burning Man. So a really interesting way of, like, looking at some of the festivals that have been around for a very long time, and then some festivals that have been not so very long time, like Mardi Gras, Sydney Mardi Gras, or Burning Man, right? They're completely sort of new in the long history of our rituals and things like that. So how to use the cards. Okay, and then the 1 card spread, the triangular sight. So number 1 holds the energy of the past, what needs to be worked on and finished. Card 2 speaks the message of the moment, what needs to be addressed moving forward. And 3 represents the bright energy of the future. And then ritual of life, so like a horseshoe spread. And then we get into it. So what's lovely is that it's full color, like all of the books are from Rockpool. Hungry Ghost Festival in East Asia, and a bit about the festival. And then there is a little ritual here. So it talks about, like, during the festival, don't leave any washing out on the line overnight, as the dead are drawn to the clothes and will gladly borrow them. And know that a whistle in the dark could attract the attention of a lonely and wandering soul who's waiting for their loved ones to call them home. so many places are like, don't whistle at dark, and I'm out there with my dogs like, come here, boy, like whistling all the time. And then with the little ritual, hold a feast with friends and pay respect to lost spirits and mortal from malignant ghosts. And so this would be, I think, the meaning, these keywords for like your divination. So it's really cool that you're going to learn about different festivals around the world and different practices, which is really, really cool. That's really, really fun. And yeah, that's from all over the world. So a bit of world religion in there as well. Is this where you like throw tomatoes at each other? La tomatina in Spain? Someone needs to tell me that, or am I getting like... Yeah, and paint their walls with smashed remains. Yeah. Really, really cool. So you could learn a lot. Oh, I love that. The little... This is a really unique deck. I haven't seen anything quite like this. The only one that I can think of is the Sacred Sites Oracle, which I have and I love. I have to actually bring that one out because I use that a lot with my past life readings. Beautiful backs. So this is the Ritual Earth Oracle, and yeah, looks like there's a lot of really interesting things you can do with this deck. Very, very unique. As always, where you can go and find these decks in the description box below. You can go and pre-order or order them if you feel so called to do so. Thank you again to Rockpool for sending them my way. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments, because again, if you just leave a little comment, just a little one, just a little comment, 5 words, 6 words, maybe a little sentence, sending me a little love, and a little thumbs up, it really, really helps my channel. It takes 2 seconds and it's free. And I will see you gorgeous thing next time.